Are you in a rut? A style rut, that is. Well, how do you know? Today I'm going to help you diagnose whether or not you're in a style rut, and then I'm going to give you some tips for getting out of that. Hello and welcome to today's video. If we've not met before, or if maybe you've been coming here and I've been neglecting to introduce myself, let me do that today. My name is Kay and this is Dress for My Day, and here at my YouTube channel and also at my blog by the same name, I really just try to encourage and inspire women, mostly over 50, to get dressed for our days in a way that feels authentic but also looks modern and stylish so that we can keep showing up in our world. I believe that sometimes as we get around this age, sometimes we lose ourselves a little bit. Sometimes we lose some of our confidence and we start feeling like we don't really matter. But let me assure you, you absolutely do matter. You have a purpose. You have so much to contribute to the world around you. People are wanting you to show up, and so I want to help you do that. So today we're going to tackle the subject of falling into a style rut. So get yourself something good to drink. We're just going to sit and chat for a little bit. I don't even think I have any visuals up here. If I do, we'll see. But right now, I just want to talk to you. I've got some real big diagnosis tips and some tips for getting us out of this style rut though too. So really stick with me. And I'm loving my outfit that I'm wearing today. It's actually kind of out of the box for me. It's something very different. And that's kind of what we're talking about. This is the theme we're talking about. So if you'll stick with me, at the end of this video, I'll show you the whole outfit and how it all comes together. So stay with me until then. So what is a style rut? I think a style rut is when you maybe lose your joy over your style. Maybe getting dressed is not fun anymore, or maybe you just notice that you're just kind of wearing the same things over and over, or your style has not evolved. You know, I really do think, I think I mentioned that in a video, I don't know, months ago, about what a stylish woman is like. And I do think one of the components of being a stylish woman is we have to let our sense of style evolve over time. It should evolve with a little bit, at least, with the fashion trends, what's in style in this time and this time that we're here on earth, but also evolving with our season of life. Maybe if we move across the country, it ought to evolve a little bit. You know, our style should stay consistently true to us, but it should also grow with us. I think we're growing, we're changing, right? Probably there's so many other areas of life that you are doing things in a new way that you didn't do before. I know for me, we cook a little differently than we did when our kids were growing up. That has evolved. And even the way we do things around our home has evolved over time, as this season of life is very different than the seasons before. And so our style should reflect that. We should be evolving in our style choices. So if you're getting in a rut, we're going to diagnose that, and then we're going to give you some solutions to that. So I'm just going to get my glasses here. Hold on. Okay, I'm just pulling up my notebook because I have a little quiz for you. So we're just going to go through these questions and we're just going to see if perhaps you're in a rut. So I'm going to give you a question and there's going to be an A answer or a B answer. And I think you'll kind of figure out which one is the style rut as we go, but just think about your answers, A or B. When you get dressed for your day, are you A, excited to wear the items in your closet and enthusiastic about putting together the perfect outfit for the occasion and your personal style? Or B, frustrated with the selection in your closet and unenthusiastic about putting together an outfit? Which are you, A or B? Here's the second question. When you purchase new garments to add to your wardrobe, do they A, reflect your personal style but also feel fresh and current? Or B, look strangely familiar, like the things you purchased 2, 5, and 10 years ago? Here's the third question. When you're dressed for your day and at an event or a social gathering, do you A, feel confident and happy with how you look, maybe even super pleased with how you've shown up? Or B, do you look around at others and feel like they somehow look more pulled together than you? All right, here's our fourth question out of 5 is all we have. Number 4 is, would you say that in the past 10 years, your personal style has A, stayed true to who you are, but it's also evolved to fit your season of life and stay current? Or B, your personal style has stayed exactly the same. And then our last question is, whether you're dressed for an event, going about your daily work, or dressed down for a super casual day, do you feel A, authentic, comfortable, and like your best self in what you're wearing? Or B, comfortable in some of your clothes, but ill at ease in others? So, how'd you do? Are you doing pretty well as far as style goes, and you're fresh and you're evolving and you're feeling great about it? Then if you are, I guess you can click out and go watch something else, one of my previous videos. Or, hey, you could just stick with me in case this ever happens to you. And you might even pick up a few good tips anyhow, because I think these are the sorts of things that are going to keep us really moving forward. And so that our style does evolve, so that we truly stay like we're dressing in a way that helps us to engage with the culture that we live in, but still stay relevant, still stay true to who we are. That's what we want to be. We want to be true to who we are, true to our personal convictions, true to our values, true to just our style, our artistic style, but also relevant to the world around us. And I think we just want to stay fresh, right? I mean, I think I don't know, I just want to stay fresh. And that doesn't even have to do with like fresh in comparison to everybody else. It's just me. I want to continue to be fresh in so many different areas of life. The way I dress, the way I, cook in my kitchen, the way I relate to my family. I want to be growing and changing all the time. So here are some tips to help you do that. My first tip is to examine your closet. Take a little while. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago now maybe, I invited you into my closet and I shared with you that one of my tips is to occasionally just review your closet, just to go through your closet, see what you have in there, see what you haven't been wearing, what you had been wearing. But this is talking about a little bit deeper dig, a deeper examination. So really take some time one day to go through your closet piece by piece and think, do I love this? Do I like it okay? Or do I really not like this thing at all? So I would really go through, and I don't know how you would mark it, if maybe you put little sticky notes on things, or if you just keep a tab on a list or something, but see how many things in your closet you just love, how many things you like, okay, like it's serving a purpose, and how many things you're like, I really don't like that, but I just haven't found anything better than that. And it kind of itches, or I don't like the way that looks, I don't like the way that makes me feel, but it's just all I got. So go through and do that. And then also think about, why is it that you love these particular pieces you love? What is the common thread, pun intended, that throws between those things that you do love? Maybe they're all a certain color. Maybe they're all a certain type of fabric. Maybe they feel a certain way. Maybe they make you feel a certain way when you're wearing them. So just spend a little time in your closet going through it and really thinking through what do you like in there and what do you not like. Now, my second tip kind of hinges on you taking some mirror selfies. And here, of course, I'm constantly modeling outfits, and I do that on the blog too, but at my blog every Friday, or at least almost every Friday, I post my outfits, my true outfits of what I really wore throughout the week. Now, that is, people like that, and a lot of readers really love to see that particular post. It does really well, analytic-wise, but I tell you what, I really do it for me because it keeps me accountable. It helps me to get dressed for my day. Again, it puts a little pressure on me, and it compels me to really put myself together. It also compels me to stay true to who I am and to present the real me more than even on these stylized posts. So if you will take some selfies like that, I think you'll get great benefit from it, because you see, I look back over those selfies and I go, I wore that, but that does nothing for me. Or, I wore that, but I really didn't feel comfortable in that. It doesn't really look like me. And of course, too, more and more, hopefully, I'm looking at my photos and going, I loved that. And I felt so comfortable in that. That outfit looks like me. I want to wear that over and over again, or at least something like that. So I do encourage you to take some mirror selfies of your daily outfits. They don't have to be great pictures. And if you're not comfortable using your phone and getting a selfie in a full-length mirror, or you don't have one, then get your husband or a friend or somebody else to take a pic. I don't know, husband or a friend, who else would there be? Not an enemy. Your neighbor, I don't know. Get somebody to take a picture of you in your outfits each day so that you can examine them and think about, what is it that I love about that outfit? What do I not like about that one? And just really start looking into that. Now, my next tip, you may or may not be able to do this. And by the way, I'm going to give like 9 tips. Take them or leave them. You may not do all of these, but this third one's a fun one. And that is to go to a fashion show. I think it's in August. I am going to be in our Dress for Success here in Cincinnati. Does an annual fashion show, and they've asked me to be in it again. And so that I'm really looking forward to that. It's fun, but it's also scary. It's a challenging thing for me, but I would almost rather be in the audience. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Maybe check out and see if there is a nonprofit organization in your area that's hosting a fashion show. I know Talbot's has their trunk shows, maybe every couple of months, 2 or 3 months, they'll do that. So go to one of those if they have one. Lots of times small, independent boutiques have trunk shows or fashion shows. So, get on their mailing list or whatever. But if you have the opportunity to go to a fashion show of any kind, okay? Because this is just for inspiration. We're not talking about going and buying something. We're just talking about going for some inspiration. I have found that a fashion show broadens your mind a little bit. It also gets you more enthusiastic for fashion. It kind of gives you a feeling of what could be. Like if I maybe wear a little bit more color, then I could look like that. Or if I wear some more flowy fabrics, then I could look like that. Or if I wear more neutrals, then I could look like that. So it's just a good way to be inspired. And I just love a fashion show. It's a lot of fun. My next tip is to window shop with no money and a new eye. So take a day, or maybe a half a day. I know as we get older, it's hard to take a full day to go shopping. It wears me out. But take a half a day, a few hours, to go to your local mall or somewhere maybe where there's some new stores, some different stores than what you normally shop even. Go into the stores and you're just window shopping. Like even leave your credit cards and your cash, your debit card at home so you're not tempted. This is just like research, or you could say this is just to reignite your passion for fashion. Oh, there's a rhyme. So just go out and do some window shopping. Really pay attention to the mannequins and the way that the store has put together those outfits. Really pause to look at them. Notice what makes them work. Notice the play on colors, the play on textures. Notice how they've accessorized things. Just pay attention a little bit more. Sometimes when I go shopping, most of the time, if I go to the mall or something, it's for something specific, right? Like I want some, black sandals, and I want a white t-shirt, and I need some new jeans. And all I'm looking at is those 3 things, and I don't really notice anything else. So I think it's good every now and then just to go window shopping to kind of broaden our minds, get a feel for some new things, and reignite that passion. My next tip is kind of along those same lines, is while you're going window shopping, or just the next time you're out, or maybe as you can, maybe one at a time, go to some new stores. When I say new, I mean new to you. They don't have to be new. Maybe they've been there forever, but you've just never shopped there. Maybe it's out of your budget. Go there. And I'll tell you why. It's because most of the time it's the higher end brands are the trendsetters. Not only that, they are masters at putting things together. So what I do a lot of times is I take my inspiration from those higher price point brands, and then I try to create a similar outfit with something at a lower price point. In fact, that's what I did today. Today I'm wearing a blouse and a matching skirt from Halogen, which is a mid-price brand at Nordstrom. It's a Nordstrom house brand. And this blazer is by Open Edit. It's another Nordstrom house brand really at a lower price point. But really, I kind of put this together based on some things that I saw at Vince, a much higher price point brand. So go to some new to you stores. For instance, if you're used to shopping at Talbot's, try something like LL Bean or J. Jill or even Anthropologie. If you're used to shopping at Chico's, maybe go to something a little bit more subdued like J. Jill or Ever Eve. I find that Ever Eve is a good checkpoint for me. I love shopping Talbot's and some of these other brands that I know you love too, but they can start, I don't think it's the store, I can start looking a little dated and a little my age, over my age maybe even, if I just shop exclusively at those stores. So when I go to Ever Eve, where they have a lot of trendy things, it kind of, and kind of a younger vibe, but still kind of classic, that kind of pulls me more in that direction. So go to some of these stores that are new to you, different to you. You may not like everything there, that's okay. Remember, we're just broadening our minds a little bit, broadening our taste a little bit, whetting our palate for some new things. And when you look at these new stores, pay special attention to the textures of their fabrics, the colors that they have in their current line, the types of accessories that they have on their mannequins or that they have available. Pay attention to the vibe that their clothing and especially their styled clothing gives you. I'll give you a list of stores below, so even if you can't get out and go to the shops, you could click through those links below and check out some of those stores, check their websites, because those websites are always very representative also of the vibe that they want to give out. So for instance, another store I think is really good to shop occasionally, just for window shopping even, is Madewell, because they do kind of serve a younger clientele, but with a very classic aesthetic. So it's kind of that classic modern aesthetic, but for a younger generation. So I kind of really think that's a good place to go every once in a while too, just for a refresher. My next tip I mentioned a couple of videos ago, and that is to make a style appointment. Now, you know, I mentioned that Talbot's has their style by appointment, and that is free all the time. Seriously, that was a sponsored video. This one's not, and I'm still telling you, make an appointment. I've been making appointments theirs for years, even before they gave me that sponsored video for that. So I love that service, and it really is good. They treat you like a princess, but they're very respectful of your budget, and they help you to maybe try on some things that you probably wouldn't have tried on before, and that's really key. At this point now, a while ago we were talking about just going out for inspiration, looking, kind of getting a vibe. Now we're talking about getting into a store and trying on some things that maybe are a little different, a little out of the box for you, and be sure to do that. Now, I do have a blog post I want you to check out. It's the one about the style appointment, because in that blog post I actually give other tips for shopping in store. So be sure to check out that blog post. I'm showing it up here and I'm going to link it down below. So check that out. But do make that style appointment. Another place you can make a free style appointment is Nordstrom. And I know maybe Nordstrom feels like it's out of your range. No, it's not. They have all price ranges at Nordstrom, and they do offer that free service of having a stylist work with you, so take advantage of that. There are other probably high-end stores like Saks, I'm assuming, also has appointment with stylists, but also, once again, going back to those local independent boutiques, a lot of times they are really good about helping you, and they'd probably be glad to give you a style appointment. My next tip is to consider trying some new colors. Now, you know, if you've been around here long, that I am a firm believer in a pared back color palette. So I really like to wear just 3 to 5 colors a season and 2, 3, 4 neutrals. I just like to limit it. So in other words, I'm not wearing white, beige, tan, brown, gray, and navy in a season. Instead, I pick like 3 neutrals and I stick to those. And I usually pick 3, 4, maybe 5 colors, and I call those my signature colors for that season. But I noticed recently that my signature colors just keep being the same over and over and over. Now, for the summer, originally I had thrown red out, but I put it back in with my Talbot's travel wardrobe. So this summer I'm wearing pink and blue and green and red. Well, that's the same colors I wear all the time. And I've even kind of just like, you know, colors will come and go, like lavender, purple has really kind of come into fashion. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to wear that because that's not one of my colors. Well, you know what? Why not? So recently I did get this pretty light purple lavender sweater, a little sleeveless sweater here, and I've loved it, and I've gotten so many compliments in it. And at first I thought, well, that's going to be my one purple thing. But then I got to thinking, why? Just because I limit my color palette doesn't mean that certain colors have to be off limits to me. Now, there are some colors that I don't look great in, I get that. But this is a color that I think I actually look pretty good in. It really looks nice with my coloring, and yet I've not worn it in years, maybe ever. So I think this fall, if maybe it's still in style, I don't know yet, we'll get there later, but I think I may try to incorporate that color into my wardrobe and maybe push one of the ones that I've been wearing out instead. So, you know, you got to give yourself a little freedom, I think, to try some new colors. And the way I would do it is what I did here. I bought one thing in this color and I wore it multiple ways. And I've liked it. I got compliments. I like how I look in it. I like how I feel in it. So it's a go. And I can bring other pieces into my wardrobe. So maybe pick a color that you've been interested in, but you've never worn. Or maybe you've just thought, oh no, I don't wear that color. Well, just revisit it. Just consider revisiting that color. You know, our coloring changes over the years, especially as we go over 50, as our hair turns silver and our eyes fade just a little bit, and sometimes our skin changes a little bit too. So you might be surprised at what you can wear now that maybe you couldn't wear 20 years ago. So just consider trying a new color. My next tip may just sound like a repetition, but I do think it's worth repeating, and that is to give yourself permission to allow your style to evolve. You know, sometimes we're in a rut because we have forced ourselves into a rut. Maybe we have labeled ourselves. Maybe we have dug our own rut and we're sitting down in it and we think we can't get out. Maybe the person who needs to push us out of that rut is ourselves. We need to give ourselves a little permission. So I think it's important, for instance, if you've decided that you are a classic dresser, and that's pretty much what I think I am, you know, and maybe you've even, you know, people have us do our personal style different ways, you know, name 3 words or 5 words that define how you want to look and all. And maybe years ago you defined yourself as, I want to look classic, minimal, and elegant, you know, maybe that's what, you know. But as the years have gone by, maybe you've kind of decided, I kind of like to look a little bit more natural. That's maybe where I'm feeling, but oh no, I'm classic, minimal, elegant. And now that you've stopped working, or maybe you've changed professions, or maybe you've moved to a different region of the country, or maybe life has just changed, you realize that, you know, you'd like to change some things. Let me tell you something, you can do that. Your style does not define you. You define your style, okay? Your personal style is not something that you should allow other people to put on you, or that you, and like over the years after people have said, oh, you always dress, you know, girly, you always dress feminine, you always look so romantic, and now maybe you think that's who you are. That's not who you are. You're you. You're a woman who is constantly changing and growing and expanding. and your style can change too. And you get to define that. Nobody else does. Don't let your grown children define your style. Don't let your husband define your style. I don't really think he wants to. He just wants you to feel beautiful and happy. And don't let other people, especially those girlfriends, okay? Your girlfriends, your sister-in-law, whoever, do not let them define your style. You get to do that. And so give yourself some permission to let your style change. And then my next tip is to maybe do that very thing that I just mentioned. Think of 3 to 5 words that define how you want to look. So after you've done all these other things on my list here, okay, after you've done some exploring, maybe you've gone to a fashion show, you had an appointment with a stylist, you went out and you looked at new stores and you tried on some new things and maybe you've tried on a new color. Then, okay, like maybe we're talking weeks or a month or 2 down the road, then sit down and think of 3 to 5 words that describe how you want to either A, look in your clothes, the outfits you put together, and how you want to feel in your clothes. I think it's important to do both because look is like how other people are going to see you, right? But feel is how you feel when you put certain things on. Like a blazer always makes me feel a little bit more authoritative, a little bit more pulled together, like I know what I'm talking about, which is important when I'm sharing something with you. So, you know, think about how you want to feel in your clothes and write 3 to 5 words down and, you know, spend some time on that, think on that, pray through it even, you know, really think on that and come up with those. And then my next tip, of course, is to make a plan. You make a plan. I don't have one for you right now, but you make a plan for how you're going to rebuild your wardrobe so that it really reflects who you are, your stage of life, where you live, the activities that you participate in, what you do, what you love, what really you're passionate about, what feels good to you, you know, those sorts of things. You make a plan for how you're going to change that because you're going to have to say, okay, I'm going to keep these things in my wardrobe. Next season, as fall comes around, I'm probably going to need these things, these sorts of things to pull off those looks, right? And then do I have some of those things in my closet? How can I reuse these things that in a different way? Or do I need to buy a few things? Do I need to push some things to the side? Remember, when I say get rid of something, I don't necessarily mean send it out of your house. Maybe you could send it to the guest bedroom or put it under your bed or in your basement or wherever, but you don't have to get rid of things completely. Just maybe pack some things up and rebuild things. Allow yourself to rebuild a new wardrobe. You absolutely may be in a style rut, but you absolutely can get out. And I think those are some good tips to help you do that. Thanks for watching today, ladies. I'm so glad that you joined me. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, be sure to do that today. Hit that little bell and you'll get a notification each time I upload a new video, which is usually on Wednesdays. And also, if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. That lets me know that you like this kind of content. Especially leave me a comment and let me know. That really helps me. Encouragement fuels me. It really keeps me going. So I really appreciate you ladies who are so encouraging in your comments. And I just appreciate you being here. I want you to know that. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye now.